Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living organization to योग वाशिष्ठ evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. We'll continue session by chanting Om 3 times. अपने सत्र को हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करके आगे बढ़ाएंगे. Today we are on 138th session. आज हम लोग 138वें सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं. Our today's topic is we have seen Gurudev talking about on Mahashivratri about Shiva. This Shiva expresses himself into various forms. So he expresses himself into some form of Shankara. He expresses himself in the form of Rudra. We also see Gurudev every Monday, wherever he is, there is a Rudra Pooja that happens. What is this Rudra is? What is this Rudra Pooja is? And we have also heard about there is something called as Kali. There is something called as Rudrani. No? What is it that there? What is it that Kali Chaya jisko kehte hain? What is it that Kali Chaya? What is it that black matter? What is that dark energy? No? There are many such things that revolves. And how does that is related to the Pralay, which we are going through in the Pashanakhyana. So we'll look at the various aspects of this. We'll look at the Yog Vaashishtha perspective of it. We'll look at what Gurudev says about it, and then we'll put forward one common opinion here after listening to all that. And then you also can, you are also welcome to share your viewpoint. What is it that you think? If you have any question, that also can be discussed. And if you have any your own contribution, your own experience, you are welcome to share that also. But for now, let's all sit comfortably. आराम से बैठ जाए. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी कर ले, गर्दन सीधी, shoulders relaxed, spine erect, neck straight. A gentle smile on your face. And let us close our eyes. Breathe in. And let go. Take one more deep breath. And let go. Become hollow and empty. For Omkar Ucharan, take a deep breath in. Let us invoke the divinity within. Guru का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानंद रूपोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् 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 Let's express our gratitude towards the divinity. Guru Vandana kar le. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Deva Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the Master. Whatever the words come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts over onto our mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, the impressions that might be getting created on the memory, and if still there is an iota of that I, me, let all the known and unknown levels of our existence be inspired by the Master alone. If you already experience that there is nothing that can bind you, you are already free. To continue this experience, whatever the purusharth, whatever the actions, whatever the efforts that are required, let those efforts also be inspired by the Master alone. Feeling the presence of the Master within and outside, slowly and gradually, the gentle smile on your face, with a feeling of contentment, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev, let's continue with our session now. We are going through something called as Pashana Akhyan. Pashana means stone, and story about it means called Akhyan. So this Pashana Akhyan in Yog Vaashishtha is almost 12-13 chapters, sub-chapters are dedicated to this. And in this, let's take a background so that we all feel connected. So once upon a time, after being into Atma Jnana, after being into that Santushti, when the Vaashishtha Muni feels that full contentment from within, he says that, okay, all the other routine work, now I'd like to take a little bit of seclusion from this, and I want to go and experience the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So he takes thus such a sankalpa, and then taking such sankalpa, he wants to go and meditate for almost 100 years. So he searches for the place. He does not find a place here. So he goes into the space and finds a very, very isolated space and start meditating. After coming out of meditation, when he sees that, he comes into the Aham Bhavana. So there, he said that just for the sake of doing this, when Ram asked this question, that for the sense like you, how come that Ahankara comes into picture? He says it's not that Ahankara, it is just that Aham Bhavana, which is essential for to come into the Jiva Bhava. So it was only for that moment, it got never translated into either of superiority complex or inferiority complex. So it was never become an Ahankara. It just remained as a just Aham Bhavana, just being. That thing is there. So after that, he's heard something is going on. Then just he wanted to look at where that sound is coming. He did not actually see anything. So he gets into again into the subtle consciousness, gets into the Chidakash, and at the level of Chidakash, he sees that there is this Taruni, there is this woman, that is this Pari, Apsara, whatever you call. She is there, and she is singing Darya. She is singing the glory of the somebody. So he goes and have a conversation with her. When he happens to meet her, she says that I am singing the glory of you only. You are the one, that Atmagani, that Brahmagani, and I seek a knowledge for you. You please come and please bless us with the Atmajnana, with this knowledge to me and my husband also. So when he asked that, Rama asked that, how come she also goes there? You are having that power. You have that Chida. You are in the Chidakasha. How come she reaches over there? That is how the story of that Vidyadhari, her name is called Vidyadhari, starts. Then she tells this when Vashishtha says, I also asked the same thing to her. So she explained to me that she stays into this Pashana, into this stone. That is where her husband is there. And she explains the entire thing, how she goes through the ups and downs of her life. And finally, she gets into the yoga abhyasa, yoga pranayama meditation, achieves those siddhis, and that is how she is able to do this Akash Gamana. And when she sees you, she only. So when this Vashishtha Muni also becomes curious, and both of them happens to go in front of that Shila, in front of that stone, but they can't see so anything. They just see that as a stone. Again, the very beautiful knowledge comes here that even if you're walking on the path, it is very important to continue that satatya. No, that continuous, that is very important. Being into sadhu sangati, being into this contemplation, being into this yoga, pranayama, meditation, walking on the footstep of the master is something it needs to happen without any gap. Satodirga kalam nirantar. No, with satkara sevita, then it will be drubhamukha. Patanjali says this, no? Over a period of time, without any gap, with full honor and respect, then it will become firmly established. So here, and then she says that, look what has happened. So now she said that, look what has happened. We both were entangled got into the conversation about Dvaita. Then I explained my sorrow to you, and I explained about my lust, how I got into it. So there was a Dvaita that was involved. There was the duality that was involved. And we both came into this Jiva Bhava. When we come into this Jiva Bhava, we are not able to see the reality here. We just see that as a stone. So we are not able to see that. Both of them agrees, and they start meditating. And in a meditation, they assume the form of a Chidakasha subtle body. And now they start looking at the entire Brahmanda, entire universe into just one stone. Then she enters into that. He also enters. That is where they see there is all the three lokas are there. Entire Brahmanda is there. There is this Brahmadev sitting there. So she goes and tells Vashishtha Muni, he is my husband. Now she addresses that Brahmadeva, hey Nath, look who has come to us. Vashishtha Muni has come to us, kindly welcome him. So he also comes out of his meditation, welcomes Vashishtha Muni. And there is a conversation that happens between Vashishtha Muni and Brahmadev. Here, Vashishtha Muni asks, you are Brahmadev, you already know everything. Why is she coming and telling me that I need to give you Atma Jnana? No, in our universe, I am your Manasputra, I am only your son. No, you already know everything. Why she said like this? Here, the Brahmadev says that this is how it is. I only created her. She is in the form of that Vasana, craving and lust. And she only assumed that I am her husband. There was never such intention. And then she only gone through because of this craving, lust, Vasanas, no, because of these vikaras, distortions. She only gone through all the cycles of this dukkha, sorrow, and this. Finally, when she realized that vairagya, that dispassion came, she practiced it. And to validate that, she was traveling through this Akasha where she met you. And that is how she requested you come and give the knowledge to both of us. So it's her wish. No, there is nothing of that sort exists. I never intended something like that. So that this is after completion of this conversion, he says that it's time for the this is almost the end of the Manvantara, and this Brahmanda, particular Brahmanda, is going to end now. So there all this descriptive, if you go through this, we have seen from last 1 or 2 session, there is a very descriptive varnan that has been given how the entire destruction, how the entire pralaya that happened. So we are on 113th subchapter and Pashanakyana, 7th subchapter of Pashanakyana. So here the Brahmadev and the Brahmalok, that is the end of that. That Pralayankar Rudra also appears over there. So it's being said that at this point of time, when Vashishtha Muni is watching all these things, that Brahmadeva goes into a very deep meditation, and then he attracts everything back. Whatever the Srishti that was created over there, that Srishti was getting now back to its source. So that point of time, that is where this samvara, then that is where Vashishtha Muni said, when all these things are happening, everybody, all the things, all the jivas, all the Rishimunis, all the devas, all the asuras, all everybody, they just happens to come. Even those Bharatityas, the 12 sons, which were causing that thing, they also comes that there, and then they also close their eyes and they meditate and they become one with the Chaitanya. While all these things were happening, the entire Brahmanda, no, that were full of complete jala, that is full of complete, that pralay is there, no? So because of that pralay, that full srishti, that full brahmanda was full of that water. And that point of time, he says, Rama, when all these things were going on, no, I was watching all this with wonder. I was watching all these things, and that time, you know what I saw? That time I saw in that akasha, in that space, that brahmanda, where I saw that first thing, Pratama Darshan of that something called as Rudra. Now this is where the concept of Rudra comes into picture in Yog Vaashishtha. And he says that this is where I saw that Rudra. No, but I was so initially I was even looking at looking at that form of Rudra. Initially, I felt very even I got frightened about it. And then that point of time, he says that he was very black. No, now there is very descriptive varnan that has been given how the Rudra was. He was black. He was wearing the serpent. He was having all the jatas. No, and he was very very big. So then he was also having that swarupa of that Neela, no, that blue color Akasha, that is also there. So like there is a very descriptive varnan. Even these three netras were there, that Surya, three Adityas, what we saw, that three netra were there. So that is also there. In that he had 5 mouths, and then he has 10 hands. And these three netras, he was carrying the shul, that Trishula was there with him. And like that, slowly, that form, that Akruti become very obvious, and it was very. Now this thing, all these things I was looking at, don't think that I was looking at it with my open eyes. No, this was just an experience that I was coming through me, through the experience, through the knowledge, because he assumed the form of the Chidakash, he was able to perceive all these things, etc. That is, all these things were happening that point of time. So this is where he continues that Rama also asked this question here, that Bhagwan in Shrutis, that thing which is described as a Ishvara, why that Ishvara has become so so frightening state, why is become like that, why that, why he was color was black, why that form he has assumed, why he had all these different 5 mouths, so many hands, so these 3 netras, what was the prayojan, what was the intention behind this list, and whether he was swatantra, he was free, or he was again ruled by somebody else, and what was his was his objective of being there. Then if he is into somebody else's influence, who was he under influence of, where does he stay? Like this Rudra Rup Ishvara, and then there was also Chaya Rup, that Maya was there. Who is that Maya? Who is that Shakti? Etc. etc. Kindly explain to me in detail. So this is where Vasishtha Muni explained the details of that Rudra. That thing. He says that Ekukasta Kuluttam Rama. If all the time when he addresses Rama, he addresses with some adjective. Say, hey Rama, this Rudra is that Ishvara. He is that Ishvara which comes into picture in the form of Rudra. So he is essentially the form of that Nirakar, that one who does not have any form, that Shiva. So from that Shiva only, he takes different forms, such as this comes in the form of Rudra. So it's all the same. It's all the same from the Parabrahma. It's all the same from that Shiva Tattva, where the Brahmadev comes into picture, the Shankarji comes into picture, where the Vishnuji comes into picture, all the creatures comes into picture. It is that Shiva. So when it is required, it assumes that particular form. So this is where it is required now. That role has to be played. So he is now assuming the form of a Rudra here. So how is this Rudra? So this Rudra is Mahakal. This Rudra is Mahabhayankar. So this Rudra is beyond time. This Rudra is that thing. So see, when we watched Gurdev's video, Gurdev will explain that how that Nakha and Shikanta, when Vishnu tried to go up and try to find out the end of that, and Brahmaji goes and try to find a fit, they both try to thousands and thousands of years, millions of years, but they not find the head and they do not find any tail. Nakha Shikanta, it's beyond that. Such a vastness of that Jyoti Swarup, such a vastness of that Rudra is explained over here. So he sees that this Rudra, whatever that pralaya was happening and everywhere into the entire universe, that water was spread, this Rudra was now drinking all that water. Means everything that is there as a srishti that was created, this Rudra is gulping all that. In Kshanardha, in one just momently, he was just gulping everything over inside it. So that is where he says that thing, that Rudra is that aham bhavana, is that thing that is been explained here in this Jagat Dharana. So if you see that it has come from that Mula Stambha, Mula Stambha Rupa, that is what is called as that Rudra here. So he continues to explain that if you see it from the perspective of that aham bhavana, that thing, so that ahankara, that aham bhavana is also there, but it has come from that rupa. And then if you see that ahankara vritti, that ahankara vritti is called as asmita over here, that thing. So here Rama, this aham abhimana rupa, this Rudra is there. So this is the root of that Rudan, that pralay that happens. It's because of that it happens. And also if we look at the Utpatti, that string, that if something has to be created new, obviously one has to first empty your bowl, right? So that thing also there. So it is the reason for that dukkha also, and it is the reason for that srishti creation also. So this Shiva takes these different forms, and like that, so the one who is keep saying that me, my, all these things, those who are in abhimana, those who are in that ajnana, to that he makes cry, to that this gives the dukkha sorrow. And the one who is established in that Chaitanya, the one who is established into that Shivara, that is where they experience the Satachita Ananda over here. So now there is again this, if you go through the book, there is a very descriptive text that is given of this Rudra over here. Then what does happen? This says that this Rudra, who is like doing that pralaya over there, is doing all that thing. Even that Rudra also goes into laya. So this Rudra who has taken all these things, that Shiva, that thing, it's that Brahma, Parabrahma, that Shiva Tattva, in that also, then once its job is finished, it also dissolves into that. So that Rudra also is that, and then there is also, when this Rudra is there, he also does this into the Brahma Mandala, he goes into that Shunya Avastha. So like we said that when he goes through that, there are 4 different avasthas that this Rudra goes through, and they go through this at. So basically, if you see that Akruti, that form of Shiva, that form of that Rudra, at various places, a descriptive Varnan is given, a description is given that where is what, where is how it is like that. So there is in your entire universe how it is encaptured there into this Rudra. No, it is that big. Rudra is not like something, it's a physical thing, it's beyond physical matter. It's not something which can be experienced through your physical life, something which is at the level of your Jnana Chaksha, something at the level of knowledge only, one can just experience that thing. This is how it is said. So he continues to explain that, okay, this Urdhva, this upper thing is Mastishtha is like this, then his chest is like this, then his Udara is like this, and then his up a lower portion of the body is like this. Like that, there is a very descriptive Varnan that is given of this Rudra. Now, here Vashishtha Muni continues here, and he also speak about this Rudra. Once he has done all these things, this pralaya, all these things happen, he also happens to do the Tandava. Know that Shiva Tandav is there, that Rudra Tandav is there. Then he says, Raghava, after that I saw this very, very big Rudra started in the space only. In the space only he started doing something called as Tandav Nritya. So he says when he does the Tandav, that point of time there is a pralay that is happening. So we know that what Tandav is, what is so basically he just does the dance, he expresses himself and all these things that happens. So he also does that. So when we enter into the subchapter number 114, into Pasha of the 8th subchapter, that is where they also, Vashishtha Muni also explain about something called as Rudra Kali. So he says that when this Rudra is there, that point of time there also appear something called as Rudrani. There is something called as that Shaya, that thing of that Rudra, that is called as Chaya, that is called as Kali, that is called as Rudrani. Now this Shakti takes different form. It is the same Shakti that becomes that shadow, that Kala, Maya Shakti, that same thing becomes the Kali Shakti, that same thing becomes Saraswati and all this. There are various different forms that this same Kali, this same Shakti takes over, and then that also when refer to that, even the scientists also, if you see, they have gone and they have discovered, no, that there is this God particle, or there is this dark energy, dark matter, but that is very powerful. What that is, they don't know, but they says that yes, the one which we say that all these things is there, it is something which is beyond that. It is the Mula Tattva, it is that Shiva Tattva that is there, and it's there present everywhere. So that thing is there. So like that, there is a very descriptive Varnan of this Rudra and its Kali. That Yashamit is that Rama. When I saw her as a very thing, and she has become very crush, no? She has become like that, and I saw that all the skulls of different asuras and all that were hanging onto her. We know that Kali Swarupa, right? So all that thing, all her jatas were all like hanging in the space, and all her hands were so long, and all her netras, three netras also were so sharp. Even her teeth also were shining like star. So that is all the Varan that we see of a Kali is being given here. And then Vashishthamni continues that this is this Kali, this is this Shakti. No, this it comes into picture when there is a that samhara has to happen. So we have seen that whenever there is a need, no, that Shakti, that Durga, it will take these different forms. No, in Navaratri we see that same Shakti to be worshipped in 9 different forms in the Navaratris. So that Kali Ratri, that Kala Ratri is there, that is Kali comes into picture, and there is a very descriptive that there is very, so it's good idea to go through it, each and everything word by word. We cannot cover over here, but this is how Vashishthamni explains that about this Kali. And in the end, he also said that it's the same Kali, it's the same Shakti, it's the same thing that also takes the form of the Saraswati also. So it says that it is not just this, it's not just destructive power, it is also that Gyan Shakti, that it's the same Shakti, it takes the form of the Gyan in the form of Saraswati also. Then he also explained that when I explain this entire Swarupa of this entire Kali, what is the significance behind that? That is something which covers into the next chapter, so we'll cover that tomorrow. But for today, from my perspective, explanation of this Shiva, Rudra, Rudrani, Kali. So let's look at what is Shiva also here. So Shiva is not something which is physical in the physical form. Shiva is to be said something called as Shiva Tattva. Now we say it's a Shiva Tattva. The way we say Guru is not physical, no? Even though we have Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar Ji with us in the form of a physical embodiment, he is there, that Sadguru is there with us. But in that the Guru says that Shiva Tattva, that no, we say no, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shiva. So Guru is principle, Guru is Tattva, it is the principle. So similar to that, it is one that is Shiva is not a physical thing. Shiva is also the Tattva. Shiva is also the principle. So about this Shiva, what Gurudev says, let's look at it. About the Rudra, what Gurudev says, about the Rudra Pooja, what Gurudev says, about the Kali, what Gurudev says. Those are some of the very beautiful knowledge things that let us hear it from the Gurudevs. I'll share my screen and let's hear it from Gurudev. Then we'll talk about
गुरुदेव, योग वशिष्ठ में भगवान रुद्र के रूप का बड़ा भयानक विवरण दिया गया है। वो देखते ही देखते कुछ ही पलों में समस्त ब्रह्मांड और उसमें उपस्थित सब जीवों को निगल जाते हैं। उनके बारे में लिखा है कि उनका शरीर केवल अहंकार स्वरूप है। भगवान रुद्र के इस विवरण पर कृपया प्रकाश डालें।
रुद्र का नाम ही भयानक है। रुद्र है ऐसे। जब अर्जुन को ब्रह्मांड का ज्ञान हुआ, विश्वरूप दर्शन देखा उन्होंने, सबसे पहले वो घबरा गया। बोला बाप रे, पहले तो दूसरी तरह की घबराहट थी, ये ब्रह्मांड रूप को देख के और भी गहरा और गहरा हो गई घबराहट। क्यों? वो छोटा अहंकार तब टूटने लगता है, अपनी सारी कल्पनाएं धूमिल होने लगते हैं, तो एक नया आयाम खुलने लगता है। तो जैसे एक बीज जब फूटता है तो अंकुर निकलता उसमें से, ऐसे ही एक विनष्ट और उसी में सृष्टि, ये प्रकृति का प्रकार है। इसलिए सर्वोच्च जो रूप है चैतन्य के, महादेव की, वो रुद्र रूप में ऐसे भयानक भी है, ऐसे देवी का भी है। जब भी कोई परिवर्तन होता है तब क्या होती है, एक पुरानी चीजें छूटने लगती है और हम पकड़ के बैठे रहते हैं जिस चीज को, वो छूटने लगती है तो उस वक्त इस तरह का कुछ भयानक अनुभूति होती है। बस इतना ही है। मगर वैसे देखा जाए फिर रुद्र कल्याणकारी है। रुद्र शंकर बनते हैं। शंकर का अर्थ ही है सबका कल्याण करने वाले। अब देखो, डॉक्टर के पास जाके टीका लगाते हैं, वो सुई देखते ही बच्चे रोने लगते हैं। मगर डॉक्टर का मकसद यही है कि बच्चों को ठीक ठाक करने का, डराना नहीं है। ऐसे अज्ञान से ज्ञान के ओर चलना, दरिद्रता से संपन्नता के ओर चलना, मृत्यु से अमृतत्व की ओर चलने के लिए ये सब पड़ाव को पार करना पड़ता है। ऐसे पार करने वाले ही रुद्र हैं। और एक कहते हैं कि शंकराय च मयस्कराय च शिवाय च शिवतराय च। माने थोड़ा मोड़ा छोटा मोटा उपकार नहीं है, बहुत बड़ा उपकार करने वाले शिव होते हैं। छोटी मोटी आनंद नहीं है, अद्भुत आनंद प्रदान करने वाले शिव होते हैं। तो शिव रुद्र तांडव भी करते हैं, और वो रुद्र तांडव जब समझ में आता है वही आनंद तांडव में बदलता है। वही सच्चिदानंद पर ब्रह्म स्वरूप वही रुद्र है। मगर वो हाँ, अज्ञान के लिए भयानक और ज्ञान के लिए वरदायक होते हैं। काली, ये जो काला रंग दिखता है, रात काली है, आंखों के जो जो बिंदु है वो काली है। ये कालीपन होने से तुम्हें रोशनी दिखती है। आंख में यदि वो कालीपन, जो कालापन जो है वो यदि मिट जाता है तो रोशनी चली जाती है। तुम्हें दिन में ज्यादा दिखता है कि रात में, बताओ? हाँ, दिन में सूरज होता है तो तुम कहोगे कि दिन में ज्यादा दिखता है। मैंने कहा नहीं, रात में ही तुम्हें ज्यादा दिखता है। रात होने के वजह से हमको पता चला ब्रह्मांड में सिर्फ एक सूर्य नहीं, अनेक सूर्य है। ये ब्रह्मांड अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड है, तारे सितारों का है। और एक नहीं, ऐसे हजारों ब्रह्मांडों का पता कब चला? दिन में चला है रात को? दिन में कोई कुछ नहीं, एक ग्रह को भी नहीं पता लगा पाएंगे। रात को हमने हजारों मील दूर की जो तारे सितारे सब पता लगा लेते हैं। इसलिए रात ज्ञान दात्री है। इसीलिए रात्रि को बहुत माना। रात्रि सूक्त करके एक ऋग्वेद में सूक्त है, रात्रि सूक्त। और रात्रि को ही काली का काला जो ज्ञान को तुम्हारे भीतर उपजाए, जो तुम्हारे भीतर ज्ञान को उपजाए, वो काली शक्ति है। और उसका क्या, हाथ कटी हुई हाथ कमरों में बांधी हुई है। इसका मतलब क्या, करने से नहीं। और जीभ बाहर लटकी है, इसका अर्थ क्या है? जीभ बाहर लटका के आवाज करके देखो, कर सकते हो क्या? आवाज नहीं निकलेगी, शब्द नहीं निकलेगा। इसलिए शब्द के परे है माँ। वो शक्ति को वर्णित नहीं किया जा सकता है, वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता है। उस शक्ति का वर्णन नहीं कर सकते, या उस शक्ति को वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता है। इसीलिए जीभ बाहर लटकी है, मतलब मौन हो गया, मन मस्त हो गया, मन मौन हो गया। और भीकर क्यों है? जो भी अगाध है, अनंत है, वो छोटे मन को डर पैदा करता है। बच्चे दिन में कोई नहीं डरते, रात को ही डरते। क्यों? रात इतना गहरी है, जो गहरी है उसमें डर भी पैदा होता है। इसलिए डरावना जैसे रूप, जो डरावना रूप को तुमने स्वीकार कर लिया तो जीवन में डर कहाँ रहेगी? जीवन से डर पूरी तरह से समाप्त हो जाएगी। इसी को कहते हुए पुराने ऋषि मुनियों ने काली को ऐसा खड़ा कर दी। और शिव के ऊपर काली खड़ी है। शिव माने क्या? शांत तत्व, मंगल कर तत्व, सबको मंगलमय करने वाली तत्व, मंगल दाता। उस मंगल दाता की जो चैतन्य में उपज होती है, ज्ञान उठता है, वही काली है। और काली यदि इतना जो शक्तिशाली है, और उस शक्ति को थामने के लिए शिव तत्व की आवश्यकता है। भाई सुलझे हुए समझे हुए आदमी के हाथ में न्यूक्लियर पावर भी रहे, वो समाज के कल्याण के लिए उसको प्रयोग करेगा। ऐसे मंगलमय मनोभावना नहीं है तो उस आदमी के हाथ में एक छोटी सी चाकू भी घातक होगी। काली जैसे अद्भुत शक्ति शिव के ऊपर खड़ी है, माने शिव तत्व के आधार पर ये शक्ति रहे तो वो मंगलमय ही होगी, ये बताने के लिए। फिर एक हाथ में गर्दन काटा हुआ और एक राक्षस का हाथ में पकड़ी हुआ है। इसका क्या अर्थ है? हमारी जो सारी समस्या है वो मस्तिष्क से है, दिल से कभी समस्या नहीं होती है। काम, क्रोध, मोह, लोभ, मद, मात्सर्य, ये सब जो दुर्गुण है वो सिर्फ मस्तिष्क से ही होता है। तो ऐसा मस्तिष्क कट गया, वो हाथ में पकड़ गया। और रुंड माला तरह तरह की खोपड़ी है दुनिया में। तरह तरह के लोग होने पर भी जब खोपड़ी हो जाता सब एक हो जाते हैं। ऐसी वो वैविध्यता को एक एक में कर देने वाली जो शक्ति है वो ज्ञान शक्ति है। हाँ, आप देखो एक ही बिजली है, उस बिजली से ये पंखे चले, ये बत्ती जले, वॉशिंग मशीन चले, या तुम्हारे घर पे चूल्हा चले, कुकर चले, ये सब चलने वाली तो अलग अलग है, ये अलग अलग रुंड है, मगर उसकी माला किस में पिरोया हुआ है? ये सब एक विद्युत से। ऐसे ही काली एक विद्युत शक्ति है, उसको दर्शाता है। इसलिए शक्ति की आराधना में ये बड़ी वैशिष्टता है कि काली से शुरू ही करते हैं, फिर दुर्गा, फिर लक्ष्मी, ये सब, फिर आखिरी में सरस्वती पूजा से समाप्त होता है। सरस्वती एकदम शांत तत्व है।
If you like this video, don't forget to click the
Guruji, what is the real meaning and importance of Rudra Pooja? And what happens to the people or the place?
Rudrabhishek is an ancient chanting which was downloaded from the Akasha. When the ancient sages, rishis, sat in meditation, they heard. When what they heard, they started transferring to other people. The effect of Rudrabhishek is it creates positive energy, removes the negative vibes. And a lot is said about Rudrabhishek. When Rudrabhishek happens and nature flourishes, nature becomes happy, joyful. Main thing is the vibrations, that's it. You hear the vibration. If you ask me, do you know the meaning of all the chant? I said, I also don't know. So, it's the meaning, the vibration of the chant is important, then the meaning. There are two parts. One is says, Namo, 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 Namo. Mana means mind. The word mind in English comes from Sanskrit word mana, mind. Nama is the reverse of the mind. When the mind goes to its source, it's called Nama. The mind goes outside to experience the world, it is mana. So Nama is the mind going back to the source. When it goes to the source, what it finds? Everything is in terms of itself. Everything is made up of one consciousness. Now what the scientists today say, God particle by which everything else has been made. This thousands of years ago, the rishis said the same thing. Everything is made up of one thing. That they call Brahman. That it is neither male nor female nor nothing. It is a tattva. Tattva means principle, great principle, by which everything is made, they call Brahman. And recognizing that Brahman, and that Brahman, when it becomes more personal, it's called Shiva Tattva, the innocent divinity. And that is in everything, everything. That's why I say Namo, Namo. Everywhere it is the same one principle. And then the second part will say Chame, 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 you heard. Means everything in me. Me in English comes from the Sanskrit word me, ma. Ma means myself. Mama means mine. Me, for me, in me. So everything is in terms of myself. Second part is everything for me, everything in terms of me. So even numbers, they say, catch me 1, 2, 3, 4 is all my form, myself. It's all for me. That Sukhancha means happiness for me, you know. Mitrancha me, abhayancha me, fearlessness, happiness, health, all that, all the good things in the universe. Let them all come to me and they are all part of me. That is it. And then this is being chanted usually. Milk and water runs through the crystal. And then later on you take a little bit of that. This is the ancient method. It's done with water or with fire also. And keep the fire and they put different herbs for the different chants. Or you allow a string of water falling on a crystal and you listen to this chanting. This is the ancient method. So in India it's a tradition. Ashram means they have this chanting going on in the ashrams. So our ashram also every Monday they have this ancient. And all the 5 elements are used in puja. Puja means honoring all the elements born out of fullness. So fire, water, incense sticks, fruits, flowers, rice, whatever nature has given to us. Those things are used and the chanting goes on. And there is a lot of depth to it, meaning to it, and you can go on doing research into it. More and more things come out. That is it. Mainly, it creates more positive ions. That too more so when people are meditating. Just doing as a ritual is not that effective. Because it is said when the Ved mantras are effective, when people are awake from within, for them these mantras have more meaning.
Shivoham, Shivoham.
Gurudev, who is Shiva? What is Shiva Tattva?
I would ask the question, what is not Shiva? Just now you heard the invocation. What it said is Shiva somebody? Is he a form? Is he someone sitting in some place? No. Shiva is the entire universe. Shiva is from where everything has come. Eto jayate. And everything, palyate, everything is sustained in it. And into which everything dissolves. That is the Shiva Tattva. There is no way that you can even step out of Shiva Tattva at any time. Because Shiva is the summum bonum of the whole creation. And Shiva is Vishwarupa, means the entire universe is of his form. The form of Shiva is the whole universe. And yet he is formless. He is Nirakar, Niriham Nirakar, Omkara Vedyam. But how do you know? But when through Omkara you can know it. Through Omkara, Omkara Vedyam. You go with Omkara, that is, go deep into that primordial sound of the universe. Om is not something that you repeat, something you hear. Shruti Jnana Gamya. How can you understand Shiva? They said, through the knowledge of the Shrutis, what you hear in deep meditation. Only through that you can understand, you can realize Shiva. Only through meditation, only in the depth of wisdom of the Shrutis, through the Vedic knowledge, you can understand what Shiva is. Tapo Yoga Gamya, through penance and yoga, you can understand, you can know. He can be experienced. It's not right to say even you can know it. You can't know it. There is a beautiful story. It's related to Shivratri. It's once Brahma and Vishnu, the creator and the sustainer, want to find Shiva's. Understand Shiva completely. So the Brahma said, okay, I will go and find his head, you go and find his feet. So Vishnu went down to find his feet. For thousands of years he went down and down and down. He couldn't find the feet. And Brahma went up and up and up, he couldn't find the head. Means there is no feet, there is no head to Shiva. There is no beginning, there is no end to Shiva. And finally they both came in the middle and said, no, we couldn't find. Shivalinga, that is what is Shivalingam is all about. Lingam is simply a symbol. I'll come to it later. But Shiva Tattva is the most beautiful Tattva. And that is why it's so difficult to talk about it also. It can only be felt beyond understanding. Still, we make a little effort to understand that mystical. That's why it's very mystical, right? Beyond words. Shiva Tattva is where the words go that close and then they return back. They can't. When the mind go that close and mind cannot reach. Eto vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Shruti says, where the words go and return back, even mind cannot understand it. It's a big challenge to even talk about this most beautiful tattva.
Many people define Shiva in different ways. Is Shiva that which is not, or is Shiva that which is?
One who does not know Shiva will say he is that which is not. That which is not has no existence. That which is Shiva. And that which is invisible is Shiva. There are two things. One is visible and invisible, the adrishya. are invisible. Just because something is invisible, it is not that which is not. It is invisible, but it is. That which is. That which is Shiva. Sat means that which is. Chit, that which is conscious. And bliss, that which is bliss. This Sat Chit Anand, that is what Shiva is. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Beauty, you cannot say beauty is that which is not. Beauty is all that is. You only need an eye to see it. You only, if you are stuck only with the name and forms, the material thing, and your eyes are not lifted to the subtle reality, the field of energy, then you will say, you will always define Shiva as that which is not. What is Shiva. One who has realized that there is something beyond the material world of name and forms. A scientist would say the quantum energy, that the dark energy and dark matter is that which dominates the whole universe. And say that there is dark energy is not which is not. That is what it is. Really, that is what is. Because of the dark matter and dark energy exist in the world, all the planets are in the spherical shape. It's like the air bubble in a bottle of water gets the round shape because of the pressure of the water all around it. In the same way, what we see is not real. Not real in the sense it is changing. But what you don't see, what is not so obvious, is that which is real. Because that is the basis of all existence. Shiva is the basis of all existence. And the basis of all existence, if it is that which is not, then nothing exists. Then you can't even perceive it. Anubhava Gamya. It said the Shiva Tattva is what you experience in the depth of the consciousness. When everything is still, then you realize that that which exists is Shiva. There is nothing other than Shiva. There's nothing other than Shiva. The whole universe is permeated by that which is, but not by that which is not. If it is not, it cannot even permeate. That which is not has no existence. That which is has no destruction. Shiva is Shashvat, is eternal, permanent. So that which is not has no existence. That which is has no non-existence.
If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button,
Yeah, Jai Gurudev. So Gurudev Shishya here. So about Shiva from direct source, Shiva himself. So that is what we are going on. So that is where we saw that how this Rudra is just another form of Shiva. When it has to play a role, it comes in that role. And it's Shakti, that Shakti which is there, it comes in the form of Kali, or that dark energy, that Chaya, that comes into picture. And in Yoga, reference has come when the Pralaya happens, when the entire Brahmand is about to get finished, that point of Rudra has to play that role. So the Rudra comes into picture, so the Kali comes into picture. And there is a very descriptive Varnam that is given. It's a good idea to go ahead and read that in totality. So not everything will be able to put here in words. So the gist of that, because of that only we played those videos, Master Gurudev, where we get to really know the crust of it, the gist of it, what is there behind. Just the words which are there. So we have saw the perspective of Yoga also here. perspective, what Master talks about it. It's all about the Shiva, Rudra, Rudrani, that is Kali. So this thing will still continue even tomorrow also. No? So we'll see more perspectives of, because there is one more chapter which is there, and there is very beautiful knowledge that is related to Kali and how it takes different forms. All things that is something which will come tomorrow, because it wouldn't have been possible to cover everything today. We have kept it for tomorrow, so we'll look at it. So this topic will continue in tomorrow also, but for now I'll take a pause. I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. You take over. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. If you'd like to add something to this, you are welcome to add that also. If you'd like to contribute something your own experience, you are welcome to do that. Unmute option is being made open now. You can unmute yourself and you can ask any questions, if any. If not, you can also contribute. Over to you.
Thank you, Someshwarji, and Jai Gurudev to all of you. This was a really very beautiful session and so well explained by Gurudev. Am I audible?
We can hear you, but we can't see you. Probably you can switch off your video and switch on. No worries, you can continue. That is, speak. Go ahead and speak. Yeah, continue to speak. We are able to hear you. Speak. Say something.
Hello, Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's some problem. Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yeah, while Sangeeta ji fixes up for technical things, anybody else would like to say something? Dr. Rita, Veena ji is also there with us.
It was very excellent session. We knew about from this session, we knew about the Rudra Roop of Shiva, Ma Kali, and the every Monday morning this Rudra Pooja done in the ashram. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Rita, for that. Veena ji, Savita ji, Rosie ji, would you like to say something? Sangeeta ji, if you are ready, you can also unmute. Uma ji is also there. Yeah, Savita ji, please go ahead.
Yes, this creation of this Brahmanda and all those things are there. So what is the role of Shiva in the creation?
What is the role of Shiva in the creation? Okay, there is no creation without Shiva. Shiva, the whole creation, that is what the last video we saw, right? Yeah, from the Yog Vaashishtha perspective, you always hear about, okay, the creation is done by Brahma. Now see, these are all the different names which we have given, no? Brahma, Shankara, or we say Vishnu. These are all the different names we call it. Ultimately, it's one thing, it's one thing. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Tino care. It is that Guru, it is Shakti, it is that Shiva. There is nothing other than Shiva here. It is the same Shiva is there, it is the same Shakti is there. So when we say that, when the question comes, there is a distinguish that we are doing, that there is somebody else called Brahma who is doing it. Brahma Deva or some. Brahma is also again different, that Brahman is that Parabrahma, and Brahma Deva, that symbol of the creator called Brahma Deva. He is the one who is creating this Srishti. There is that inherent understanding is there, that this Krishna and Shiva, Krishna and Vishnu or Shiva, they are different because that is how it's been shown here, no, in the various stories, in the various forms it's been shown. But in reality, once you just go to that Atma Jnana, that Advaita, there are no two. All these are just different names of the same thing. Sometimes we say Brahma, sometimes we say Shiva, sometimes we say Chaitanya, sometimes we say consciousness, awareness. What is all these words? They all point to the same thing. That is, which we don't know. Does anybody know Shiva? Today Gurudev said, forget about it. You can't know Shiva. Shiva is not a matter of knowing. Shiva is not a knowledge to be known. No, Shiva is that just that being. That in can be only experienced. And who can experience it? Shiva itself can experience. You yourself can experience yourself. Nobody else. On your behalf, nobody will else experience. On your behalf. You are the only one capable of experiencing yourself. No, that self is also another name of Shiva only. We say self, Atma, or Paramatma. All these are different names. Why so different names? Or even we go into further step, and when we start addressing it, how do we address it? We address it with something which is not measurable. We say Adi, Anadi, Ananta, Nirakar, because we don't know. So we say it's Nirakar. We don't know in which form it is. It is Ananta. It is infinite in nature. We don't know. That example that goes to find out the feet, the Brahma goes to find out the head. They don't Nakashikant, they can't find it because it's Ananta. There is no end. So it is that thing which we don't know. Yet with just an experience, there are these Atmajnani, there are these self-realized enlightened masters. They have experienced it themselves, and now they are trying to put it in words. But it's very difficult again. The way Narad Bhakti Sutra starts, and Narada says something which it is very difficult to express your love. It is very, very difficult to express your love, something which is 1,000 million times multiplied. That is bhakti. And now I am here to explain that bhakti. It is very difficult, very, very difficult. Same thing when Gurudev says, no, Shiva, to talk about Shiva is really, really challenging. Something which we don't know. So anything we put it in words, that will be very partial. वो अर्ध सत्य ही होगा उसके बारे में. वो पूर्ण सत्य शब्दों में कभी वर्णन नहीं कर सकते. अवर्णनीय बोलते ही है, निर्वचनीय, अवर्णनीय, निर्विषय, all these things क्यों बोलते हैं? Because वो even the Shruti also says neti, 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 not this, not this, not this. You go answerless. यदि कुछ आंसर आता है तो नेति नेति में भी वो भी डाल दो. Is it that is Shiva? Not this. Is it that Brahma? Not this. Is it that Atma? Not this. Paramatma? Not this. But go answers. Go answerless. And then that is there. That is what you are. That at the only anubhav, at a level of only experience. And who can experience this? He says those are the ones who are walking on the path of yoga, who are doing this, who are able to drop this body level consciousness, enters in Atma Jnana. They are the one who experience that. They are the one who say something about it. Other than that, it is just at the level of buddhi, just at the level of some words here and there. We hear something here and there, and we say, not beyond that. It's something which is beyond words. Yes, Savita ji?
Yes, thank you.
Same Shiva, it's the same thing. It's just we call it with a different name, but other than that, there is no difference. Alag hai nahi, it's only one. It's only one. Sangeeta ji, we are able to see you now. Can you
Yes,
say it?
yes. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's amazing. Thank you. And it was a wonderful session, Someshwarji, I really tell you. And even Gurudev said the same thing, ki jo bhi hai, that is, what we have been hearing in Yog Vaashishtha, exactly the same thing. It is Ut-Prot, it is filled with that Brahman. Brahman means that शिव एनर्जी. सो उसके सिवा कुछ है ही नहीं. दैट इज द मेन थिंग एक्चुअली. So that is when we go beyond the objects and the divisions and everything. That is what it is said, and it cannot be expressed, you know. That's why that person goes into the silence. That is what it is exactly. I could get it. वो मौन हो जाता है बिल्कुल, because it is that गहराई से जब हम देखते हैं, सबसे परे जो हमको दिखता है, सबसे परे जो है, that it is that we are, and that is full of Brahman. That is nothing else. So there is nothing you can express in that. So a person goes into the silence. It was very beautiful, and the way Gurudev explains, that is amazing. I really tell you, all the videos were, but I could really feel, you know, ki the first video only we were so absorbed with it, ki the second thought became too much, you know. So you really need to listen it again. I would really love and go into this again, that session, and listen to Gurudev. It was very deep meaning, very deep meaning. Really, if we just listen to that itself, you know, that darkness which he said, everything what he said was that darkness. Actually, it is that. In that darkness only you can see everything. What he said was all the planets, all this are seen in that darkness only, no? So that what we are, it's all beyond everything. All the worldly matter, the world appearances, the objects, everything, when we are beyond all that, that we come to know is that what we are. That is that Shiva. And that Namaha also was very nice, you know, like the explanation of that Rudram which Gurudev gave, you know, it's like all coming back to your source from where you are. And it was wonderful regarding the Kali also, how Kali sits on the top of the Shiva. That was very beautiful. I liked it. And you know, it is like all are coming from the head. So she cuts off the head only. That was the main thing. That was very beautiful. You know, all सब झगड़े कहाँ से, यहाँ से आते हैं ना. Heart is full of emotions, full of love, full of compassion. So it is the balance of actually, you know, head and the heart. Even that was very beautiful. Everything what Gurudev says is always beautiful for me. Yeah. So with that, really, I'm expressing it quite fast because of my internet also. So I just came to the source actually where it's working. So I could connect it to you. Even that is there. Lovely being with all of you over here, really, I tell you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shwaji. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. So it's so amazing. No? It's really, really. So we'll continue to see it even tomorrow also. Yes, it's worth watching these sessions again and again. So it's all consolidated, no? So whatever that effort gone into searching those things and putting it together, it's worth, no? So it's something which is very relevant to what we are going through in Yog Vaashishtha, and see what Master has given us. No? It's really, really beautiful. So correlating both the things together, and then that can uplift us into that thing. But whatever is happening, it's something really, really amazing. That experience of that thing, when we come here, we meet each other, we share this knowledge, we go through this discussion. It's really, really, really amazing. Let's continue with that. Anybody else would like to express themselves? They are welcome to do that. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask that. If not, then we'll take a pause here. आज के इस सत्र को हम लोग यहीं पे रोक लेते हैं, so that we can meet tomorrow. Jai Gurudev.